Hi, Old Man Parker here. Today, the winter solstice marks 7 years since I started this channel with a solstice print draw video. Seems like an age, and actually 2 houses ago. But let's jump right into the latest Nikon news. The Z9 just got an intermediate firmware update, 3.01, including the MCN10 remote grip can now be used for synchronized release on cameras connected via a 10-pin remote terminal. I don't at this point have the MCN10, but I'm eager to test more thoroughly improved focus tracking in focus mode AFC when wide autofocus S, wide area autofocus L, wide area autofocus C1, or wide area AF C2 is selected for AF area mode. I'm particularly interested to test that with the Z400 4.5. Yes, the full version of that review is coming in the new year, and now I'll be happy to see improvements in those focus modes, which were already very good in my experience. 3.01 addresses a number of other issues, which I'll let you pause to peruse at your leisure. A couple of months ago, a viewer commented that they wished Nikon had made their new lenses parfocal. That is, that the lenses maintained focus throughout the zoom range. Now, I like a Tarantino-style crash zoom as much as anyone, but how much would we have to pay for that function? So, though it has nothing to do with parfocal per se, new firmware updates for the lenses. Nikon has added support for linear manual focus control via the lens control ring, with firmware updates for f1.8 Z primes, 20mm 1.8s, 24mm, 35mm, 50mm, and 85mm 1.8s lenses. This means that when an option other than non-linear is selected for custom setting f9, focus ring rotation range in the camera custom settings menu, rotating the lens control ring through the selected range will take focus from the minimum focus distance to infinity, regardless of how fast the ring is rotated. As of now, December 2022, focus ring rotation range is available with the Z9, see firmware version 2.00 or later, and the Z7 II and Z6 II, see firmware version 1.40 or later. Unfortunately, not with my original Z6s. Oh well, maybe later. But with those combinations, we can now control the throw of the lenses. And it has to be said that with the excellent focusing of these cameras, we are able to zoom with the zoom lenses and focus at the same time. No, that doesn't make them parfocal. And I'm no Quentin Tarantino, bit squeamish. But on the occasion I do use the zooms for video, they do a fair job. Now to local news. Season's greetings from the Great White North. And though this part of Canada isn't really the snow capital by any means, we certainly got some the last few days, specifically the 5th biggest dump in the record book. We've got a total of about 30 centimeters right now, with more forecast for the next few days. And it's cold, -6 Celsius right now, with lows of -10 over the next 24 hours. Then we'll be back to the usual wet coast rain for Christmas. Though my posts have been somewhat less than usual, I haven't been slacking. I did mention in my last short that I've been renovating the studio, and that's still under construction, so to speak. A few of you indicated that a studio tour would be interesting, so that's something I'll conduct in early 2023. I've been in and out of the city on numerous occasions lately, mostly to deal with those other lenses I've been talking about, the interocular kind. And finally, eye tests and the 3 pairs of glasses I just picked up for everyday, computer, and also sunglasses. All the driving, of course, was complicated by the weather. Luckily, I just clad the car in a new set of Nokian snow tires, and I'm glad I did because the old ones, the rubber had hardened and the sipes were pretty worn. I have to say, without any sponsorship interest, that these Hakkapelitas did a great job over the last few days. What a lot of people don't realize or understand is that getting traction on the coast's particularly slippery version of mushy snow and ice can really be a challenge for any snow tire or driver. Not that I'm excusing the people who figure they can make it through these relatively short-lived snowpocalypse events with their all-season tires, or even summer tires. So the nightly news is taken up with scenes of mayhem on the roads. Right now, it's not advisable to venture off the main roads that have been plowed and sanded. I tried yesterday to get to one of my usual haunts to make this video and something else I'm working on. Again, thank goodness for these new tires, but I did come close to getting stuck. And so I backtracked before I got in too deeply. This will likely be my last video before Christmas, maybe New Year's even. So here's wishing you the best for the holidays and a happy new year. And if this is your first time here, please do consider subscribing. We'd love to see you again. In the meantime, take care of yourself. Cheers, and we'll see you later.